In this video, we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker Vintage Collection Sith Jet Trooper. Hey there Star Wars fans, welcome to another Bosk's Bounty video. Now hopefully you have seen my previous video where you saw my Star Wars haul from Triple Force Friday. This is one of the figures that I managed to get, and this is going to be the one that I'm going to review today. So this is the Sith Jet Trooper. As you can see, he's on the Rise of Skywalker card back. And yeah, let's get straight into it and have a look at the card back. Alright then guys, so this is the new figure for the Rise of Skywalker. We have the new font there. As I mentioned in my haul video, they have changed the font and size of the name pill. And this actually mirrors vintage figures from back in the day. If you look at some of those figures, they did have much larger font, and I'm pretty sure they are using that same font type as well, which is nice. In previous figures in the vintage collection, especially Rees, it was tiny weeny little text, you could hardly see it. So I'm glad that they've gone back to this bigger text here, and we've got, on this particular figure, we've got there's the one language. So there we go, we've got the Kenner logo at the bottom there to make it part of that vintage collection, give it that vintage feel. We've got the racetrack design as always. There's the figure in his bubble. He's got the orange sort of yellowy background and name pill. I also mentioned in my haul video that this bit up here is no longer a sticker. So you guys in the US are used to this being a sticker up here. This is actually printed on now. And we've also got this little bit of paper in there. But, you know, these things are things that we have to deal with when we're dealing with figures these days. They do have small parts and they do have to have these warnings on, unfortunately. These new cards do have the age up in the corner like that, so slightly different design. I'm going to have a look at the back of the card now. Back of the card, obviously the vintage collection logo there, all the other figures in the wave. So I've got all of these to come in my reviews coming up over the next couple of days. We've got Disney and Hasbro at the bottom, and this figure is VC159. Not a lot else on the back of the packages because obviously they waste a lot of it with all the, I don't even know what that is, but it's a load of legal gumph that we don't really need to worry about. I do like the fact that they are including more figures on the back of these cards now. They were sort of cutting off at 6 figures and having something else there. But yeah. So there's the image of the figure, or the character rather. We haven't seen the film yet, so we don't know whereabouts he is or anything like that. Looks slightly photoshopped to me, but you know, I think obviously with these early figures, they're going to have to go off some you know, source material that's just basically just some images basically rather than actual film shots, so we can't shoot them down for that. And I'm sure as time goes on and the films come out and we get more figures from the film, the images may improve in terms of actually having shots from the movie. Anyway, this figure looks pretty good to me. I can't wait to get him out. 100% going to start army building these guys. He looks really, really awesome. So let's open him up and check out the figure. Alright then guys, so here we have the Sith Jet Trooper, looking pretty damn awesome, all in red. It's going to be a nice close-up of that helmet sculpt there. Slightly weird with the sort of breathing apparatus on the front there. It almost looks like the Predator's mouth, I want to say. But still, pretty nice design there. And I'm just going to give you a good look at the figure. There we go. So as you can see, he's got his jetpack on his back there with some nice silver detailing there. And you can even see the little vents going on at the bottom of those silver pieces, which is quite nice. That jetpack doesn't remove, although it does look like it's one bit of plastic that goes over his shoulders there. It is moulded to the figure, so you can't actually remove that, or at least I gave it a small amount of force and it wouldn't budge, so I don't think it's meant to come off. But you can just see there underneath his arm, the sort of overlapping plastic there where it's kind of moulded on. But yeah, really nice helmet sculpt there. These guys are going to be absolutely awesome to army build, and along with that, you know, Sith Trooper that's coming as well, you know, having 2 or 3, 4 or 5 of these guys standing next to each other is going to look pretty damn awesome, I reckon. The sculpts on the legs, as far as I know, are all new sculpts, because we've got these little pieces here. Looking at the front of the leg, it was kind of Easy to think that maybe they've used the same sculpting as the Rogue One Stormtrooper because of the flared sort of trouser leg down there. But it is a new sculpt because it's got these bits on the back and it's got these sort of grooves on the armour, which is quite nice. I don't know if you can see that, but everywhere on the armour has got these like nice sort of grooves, like a sort of gauze effect. He doesn't come with any holsters or anything on his belt, so the weapons that he comes with, he does actually come with 2 weapons. I can see that there is a little slot on his leg, very much like the First Order Stormtrooper, where you're going to be able to put one of the weapons on his leg. So let's just see if this one fits. It does indeed, so that looks pretty awesome. That's going to get in the way of his hands slightly. It's quite a big weapon to have on his leg, and I'm sure this one goes on there as well. So we'll just do that, and then we'll have a closer look at the weapons in a second. So let's just see if this one fits on as well. Yeah, it does. So there you go. So you could have that weapon instead of that one in his hands, while either one is on his leg. So just looking at the figure, let's just get him nice and straight so we can have a look. So he's got some nice detail on his chest. So we've got some markings there. Not sure if this is going to be some kind of rank, or it might just be the insignia that suggests that he's a jet trooper. We'll have to obviously wait and see until we get more information about the characters. As I mentioned before, the jetpack looks absolutely awesome on his back there. Head sculpt looks great. Now in terms of articulation, the head is on a very, very thin ball joint. So I'm just going to take his head off so you can see. So that's a really, really small ball in there, and it's actually a double ball. So you've got one ball actually in the helmet and then another one on the end to go into his neck. So I'm just going to put that back on. So he gets full range of movement in his head. He can go back like that because of the double ball. And obviously he's got full range of movement, spin it around, side to side, swivel, every bit of movement that you could possibly want. He does have ball jointed shoulders, but you're going to be slightly restricted as per usual with the armour. And obviously that jetpack coming over his shoulder. So that's kind of as far as you want to go really on that. Really stiff joints, spins all the way round. We've got ball jointed elbows, swivel. We've got swivel wrists, and we do have a hinge on that wrist as well, which is nice. So you can go up and down. That helps him obviously hold the rifles better. And the same with the other hand, it's an up and down hinge there. We've got a sort of upper torso movement here. It's not like a proper diaphragm. It seems to just twist. There's not too much crunching going on there at all, so not too much movement. Nothing on the waist. He's got ball jointed legs. They can kick up about that far. And obviously they can come out. You've got spin at the knee. You've got a hinge on the knee. Now these hinges are this happened to me on the Mimbam Stormtrooper. You've got to be so careful with that, because I could see that snapping so easily. There's like the end of the ball hinge is like a very small thin piece of plastic that's going into that sort of thigh joint, and when you're moving that knee, you've got to be so careful not to snap that, I think. We've got a hinge on the foot that swivels and obviously moves up and down like that as well. So plenty of articulation, as you'd always expect with your vintage collection. Hasbro have been giving us plenty of articulation recently with these vintage collection figures, so this figure is no exception at all. So let's just take a closer look at the weapons that you do get. So obviously they're very nice blasters here. They've got these nice little red flashes on there to go with his armour. So you've got a little red flash on the handle, on the stock, and on the front of the gun there, all the way round. So really, really nice, that one. And then the second one, slightly bigger barrel. Nice piece for him there to hold. More red on this one, but very nicely painted. We've got some silver detailing on the sight there. The old sort of magazine type thing coming out the side. So very nice indeed. So they're the two blasters that you get with this Sith Jet Trooper. Alright then guys, so that is the Sith Jet Trooper. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Stay tuned for more reviews of this wave of figures. So they'll be coming out as the days goes by over the next few days. Thank you very much for watching as per usual, and we shall see you on the next one.